So I wish you could actually smell this. It smells of oranges. This is the choice here, mock orange. Absolutely beautiful and smells gorgeous. Turn that off, get the air conditioning on, low, fan high, low temperature, blowing in from outside. It's absolutely roasting today. It's 23 degrees C, which is about 73 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the temperature gauge on my monitor here. So I'm just off to do a little stocking of the cupboards. The dogs are out of meat, so I just need to nip to the shops to go and buy some. So the vlog went live last night. It's Friday morning, sorry, did I not mention? And I asked a question in the vlog last week as to whether or not the smash your stash, use what you have type of video was something that you'd be interested in. A lot of you suggested, well, a lot of you said yes, and a lot of you suggested that I create a smash the stash, shop your stash, or whatever it is that you want to call it. Actually create a journal to actually use up those kind of materials that we've all got in our stash that we've not used, which is a really good idea. But I also had a few ideas about using stuff that I already had, but also to create wall art, mixed media pieces, because that way I could also throw in some of those leftover resin pieces that I've got tubs full of, because when I've got a little bit of extra resin from the molds, I just tend to throw it into some of the other shapes just to use it up. But also using items from like junk drawers. I've got a drawer which is just full of bits and pieces, junk, nails, screws, old hinges, things like that, where I could also put into a kind of mixed media assemblage kind of project. I have got a couple of MDF project kits that I designed and developed for another company that I haven't actually used yet. I haven't shared with you yet. So they're going to be done in the next few weeks. Now I've only got limited stock of those, because I didn't want to buy too many, because they're quite heavy to post. It's quite expensive to post overseas. So I've kind of held back on sharing those with you. And again, it's something new to buy, so I might just wait and hold on to those. One of them can be used for Halloween. It can be used any time, but one can be actually used for Halloween. Actually, both of them could be used for Halloween, to be honest. So I might just hold on until September time, back end of August, September time, because I have been thinking about my 7 days of Halloween. So there's a lot to go at, and I was also given an idea by our good friend Barbara from Newark, who suggested that I also did a fabric journal, because I've also got lots of fabric that I use for journal covers and that kind of thing. Plus I've also taken a lot of the pages out of the Dina Wakley multi-surface journal, the one, the canvas and the burlap pages, So I could also do a kind of fabric hand stitched kind of journal too. So there's lots to go at. I just have to sit down and actually work out and plan when to film and when to kind of slot them in, because obviously I've still got mission inspirations to do as well. The Artsy Trio collaborations, in August this year, I'll have been doing them for 2 years. So, you know, I don't know whether I'm going to continue with those, but I'll let you know a little bit later on. I know Gina and B are still going to be kind of continuing on regardless, but I think I might step back. But once I've made my final decision, I'll let you know. So somebody commented on last week's vlog that they didn't see much of Mr. Bentley. It all seems to be Mr. Nipper. So there we go. Somebody's enjoying the sunshine. So he hasn't retired from public life. He is still very much active, aren't you, baby? Apart from when the sun's out, because then you're just a lazy boy, aren't you? And there you go. Nipper's the same. So yes, still with us, still very much a baby. Still very, yeah, still very, I would say active, but not really. So it's Saturday morning. The dogs are all nice and quiet outside, as you've seen. So I thought I'd come up and do my mid-month mini mission inspiration project. Now the prompt for June is dots and doodles. And I haven't done a pointer list kind of art journal page in quite some time. I did one a while ago, a couple of years ago, and it was more of a winter scene where it was in my Dilutions black 8x8 journal. And it was just all white dots coming down the page. And there was like an outline, a silhouette of a man with an umbrella. So it just looked like he was walking in a snowstorm, but it was just all white dots. And that was quite a few years ago. I did one with a tree, like an autumn leaf tree, a while ago as well, with just dots for leaves. But again, that was quite some time ago. So I thought today for my art tag, I would do a whimsical character with the dots making up her hair, and the doodles kind of like detail all the way around. So that's what I've done. There we go. So I've just finished filming that. It's all nice and dry. So all I have to do now is sit and edit. So I've got to sit inside on a scorching hot day. I know. The things we do for our art, eh? So very early this morning, at around about 4:45 a.m, we had the most almighty thunderstorm with lightning and rain, and it was just awful. The sun was just coming up as well, so it was so loud right overhead that poor Nip got really frightened and tried to hide under the bed. And there's not much room under there. So I had to kind of try and coax him up onto the bed, and I just covered him over with a blankie and cuddled him until he fell asleep again. And it lasted for, the thunderstorm lasted for a good hour off into the distance, and I just could not get back to sleep. So I've been awake since 4:45 this morning. Ian went to work this morning. He's doing a few extra days. So it's just me and the dogs. But it's the rain has cleared the air a bit. It's not quite as hot as it was yesterday. But everything's kind of got that fresh feel to it today. And I've tried to sit and do some work today. I want to film a project for an Angel exclusive video just for my angels today, but I just can't concentrate. And I've had a couple of cups of coffee already. I think this is number 3 and it's not even lunchtime yet. Just to kind of keep myself going. And I thought about just having a nap. But the neighbours next door, the new neighbours next door, having some conversion work done on their garage. They're knocking through into the house because it's not got an internal door. They're going to convert it into a TV room or a cinema room or something. So there's lots of banging and lots of noise. So I can't even just go for a nap for an hour. So I can't concentrate. I can't think properly. My eyes keep going blurred. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the TV on and just have a couch potato day today. And I'll just see if I can maybe catch a few Z's whilst watching some TV. I'll put something stupid on, little boy film or something like that, as Ian calls it. Maybe watch an old Star Wars movie or something like that and just see how I get on. Having problems with the car at the moment. It's saying that the key is not detected in the car, even though it's in my hand. So you've got to... No, it's still saying. Good grief. Sounded like Jurassic Park then. You've literally got to push the start button with the key for it to work, which is ridiculous. Anyway, it's Monday morning. It's the 19th of June. It's 9:25. So this morning is potentially fraught with upset and disappointment. I'm going over to Mum and Dad's. They're supposed to be going for their COVID spring boosters today. So last week I spoke to the local pharmacy who did them last time and said, you know, are you doing them again? And he was like, oh yeah, we're getting ready with the vaccines now, and you know, if it's over 75s, they just walk in. So I said, is it okay to bring them on Monday? And he said yes, blah 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 blah. But even though we've had that conversation, the pharmacy is really unreliable. And obviously I've had no contact, no communication with them since that conversation. So I don't know whether they actually are doing them today as walk-ins. But Dad's got to go to the pharmacy anyway because they're going away this weekend. They're going over to my sister's for the weekend. It's Mum's birthday on Sunday. So it was Father's Day yesterday, but it's Mum's birthday on Sunday. So as a combined kind of thing, they're going over for a long weekend on Friday morning, I think they're going. And then on Monday, I'm going over to pick them up because my sister's partner has to work and he's the only one with the car. So I said I'd go and pick them up. So I'm going to be going on a road trip next Monday anyway. And it's been well over a year since I've been to Hull. So it'll be interesting. So anyway, yes, so today Dad's got to go to the pharmacy to organise his pills so that he'll have his pills for the weekend because they normally deliver them on a Friday. I can't get Mum's pills delivered because they're opioids. So they're controlled substances, so they can't be just repeat prescription without any kind of intervention. They've got to be approved and written off and signed off by the doctor, or that's the excuse they've told me anyway. But so anyway, so Dad's still got to go to the pharmacy. I'm waffling a bit this morning, sorry. He's got to go to the doctor's at the pharmacy anyway to organise his pills. So I might as well take them both in to get the boosters while Dad's doing that, if that makes any sense. And then because we have to park up in the local supermarket, I may as well do shopping as well. So, because I'm out of a few things that you don't run out of very often this time. Herbs. I'm very, very low on some dried herbs. I've always wanted to be able to grow my own basil in a greenhouse, but the saga of getting a greenhouse for this new house is the subject for another conversation, because I've ordered at least 2 greenhouses for that house, or for this house, that have either never turned up or they've had the order cancelled because of either COVID or incompetence. But anyway, I digress again. It's a Monday, you can tell it's a Monday. So, just dropped Mum and Dad back off at the house, which is where I am now. So, absolutely no drama at all. It was dead easy. We just walked in, and because I'd already kind of spoke to them last week, the pharmacist had remembered I was bringing them in. So, it was ready for them, which is absolutely fantastic. So there was no need, just wave to the old folks, there was no need at all to be concerned. So yes, all good. So I just nipped into the supermarket just to grab some dog biscuits. Got big bags this time, excuse the wobble. So yes, on the way home now. So it's Tuesday. Ian's off working again today, so again it's just me and the boys. I've got the house to myself. So what I didn't manage to get done this weekend because of the thunderstorm and feeling absolutely dreadful on Sunday, I actually managed to get done today. Managed to get done today. Anyway, so I wanted to sit and create a video for my exclusive Maffei Angels, which I have done. So part of the smash the stash kind of drive that people seem to want me to do. So just to give you ideas on how to use up some of your scrap papers and bits and bobs and that kind of stuff, that's what I've done. So I've basically gone through all my paper stash, and I've created some new backgrounds from the old ones, if you know what I mean. I've cut them all up into bits and pieces to create a new background. And I've done some artist trading cards. So I've done 6 little artist trading cards. Actually, would it be better if I turned to my... No, it probably wouldn't. So I've gone for the 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. So that's one. 2. I'll do some proper photos of these and I'll pop them onto Instagram as well. Again, using up some papers, using up some of the vast amounts of ephemera that I've got. That's one of my favourite ones, that one. What does it say? All you need is love. And finally, that one with the top hat too. So if you're one of my angels, if you pop along to my website, go to the usual place on the website, pop in your password, and you'll be able to see the video that I've done. Also, see all these little portrait photos, including the 2 little kids there, that one and that one, all the pictures on there. I've also done a sheet so you can download those as well. I think there's either 16 or 20 of portrait pictures that you can use. I've only used 6 of them, but there's still a load more that you can use as well. So have at it.
Well, as you can see from the cupboards, they're all very full. I've got a show this weekend. I'm going to a place called Blists Hill. You can see me there, afternoon. It's at Telford. It's part of the Iron Bridge Museum area. It's a brilliant show. I go every year, so I've just been getting myself sorted, producing lots of new things in the cupboards. You'll see them when I get there, when I show you. But yeah, all this lot is finished. Rather like these. And then you push, and it tells you what time it is. Clever. I've also made some Mardy-matics. These are from people who get bad-tempered and Mardy. So one of these is from my friend Richard. The other one's for his wife Irene. Another friend Andrew has bought one. But what I have built is this. Chappy, goes on your belt. Rather strange looking, but looks absolutely brilliant. So he's got a thing on the back to go on your belt. But my friend Irene, she suffers from acute pain and has a lot of pain management issues. So I've made her a spoon-matic. I don't know whether you're familiar with the spoon theory, but it works as you have 12 spoons in a day. And getting out of bed is 1 spoon, and you start to feel worse and worse and worse till you get to 12. And then you're normally in very, very bad pain. So I've made a little device for her, and it goes from 1 to 12. They're all different colours. And as the day goes by, you just add them all up, and it takes you through, right the way through to 12. So yes, and I've made this. I'm rather pleased with this one. Mike says it should be a, what did he call it? A gravity pulsation something or other. I can't remember. He'd come up with a name for it, but it's so dinky. It's not that big. There's my hand. I think that's really, really cool. That'll go really quickly. Then I'm making another machine. I've just got to finish it off this afternoon, put some bits and bats on it, and that'll all be finished. But you'll see when I get there all my stuff set up, and that'll be in next week's vlog. So this will be this week's, getting ready to go, and then next week you'll see me at the show itself. So yes, busy, busy, busy. Mike's been kind enough to do me a lot of casting, which is in the cupboard. So yeah, all ready to go on Friday. So talking of Mike doing all the casting, he's cast these for me. These are all my new ones. So we have, these will be on the website shortly. So we have the Baroque cameo sets, which I think these are beautiful. We have the birdies.
Steampunk birdies.
Steampunk birdies. Hi Mike. Then we have the large cogs. Really light, but really, really large.
I love those regal ones.
Lions and crowns. The second set of cogs. The rampant lions with, that goes in the middle of them.
The crest emblem.
Crest emblem, but that isn't big enough to get it on. Baroque flourishes.
Oh yes, love those acantha sleeves.
And of course you've seen those before. So yes, Mike. Ta-da-da! There's been, oh, you're in silhouette there.
Am I?
That's from Charlie's Angels. So yeah, so Mike's been good enough to cast all those for me. So I'll be putting those on the website soon, but they're going this weekend, as I say, to Blists Hill. You have a peaceful weekend.
Yes. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.